Hi everyone, this is Heather Lautanen from the Flourish Academy, where our goal is to empower, educate, and elevate you to create a life that you love through the art and business of photography. Today, we are going to look at the print module inside of Lightroom. But first, make sure you check out all of the free resources and videos available on our website. My good friend Colleen recently sent me this image, and she asked if there was a way to add text to the photo inside of Lightroom. First, let's take this image into the print module and take a look at our options. Now, as way of a disclaimer, what I'd like to say is Lightroom would not be my first choice for adding text to an image. I would much prefer to do that in Photoshop. But let's say, for instance, that you did not have access to Photoshop. Well, in that case, I would probably recommend using something like Canva. Canva.com is a free tool that you could use to add text. But if we wanted to do in Lightroom, let's see what we can accomplish. The first thing is, I asked Colleen if she wanted this for print or for web, and she indicated that she would like to print this as a 16 by 20. Therefore, I'm going to approach it differently than say I would if I were just going to share it online. I'm going to begin by clicking Page Setup and then choose Manage Custom Sizes. I'm going to click the Add Custom Size and change this to 20 wide by 16 tall, and I want to eliminate all of these margins, so I'm just going to make those all 0. Let's go ahead and double click Untitled and name this 16 by 20 and say OK. Say OK again. Okay, now we have one photo on the 16 by 20 canvas, but obviously it is proportioned the wrong way. So let's go over in the right panels and make adjustments. First of all, let's put this up to the full size, and we have to eliminate these margins just by taking them to 0 and making sure that the cell size is indeed 16 by 20. Okay, now that we have the image set up, we need to add the text. Now, I've always felt like this has been lacking in Lightroom, but I did figure out a way around it using the identity plate. So if you click to turn on the identity plate, you'll see that my name appears there with a rotation of -90 degrees. I'm going to set that to no rotation, and there I can see it. And you can move this around, this placement, where you'd like it. You can come into the identity plate and edit it. So for instance, you could add your custom text and say, okay, and you can override the color and change the opacity, scale, etc., anything that you would like in this particular panel. But let me show you a few limitations. If I choose edit and I wish to add a carriage return between these words, then what I need to do is hold down Alt or Option on the keyboard and press Enter or Return and say OK, and you can get it on separate lines. But again, there just aren't as many options as I would like. So let's jump over to a Google Doc that I created, and I simply pasted the text that Colleen would like to add to this photo. I'm going to highlight it, press Command or Control C to copy, jump back into Lightroom, click on the identity plate and edit, and then I can simply paste with a Command or Control V and say OK. Now this is where I might want to come in and override the color. So you can select any color you would like. You can come into here and grab, I think in this case, white would probably look the best. And we can change the scale by clicking and dragging on one of the corners. But again, the formatting is still rather boring. So let's jump back into that Google Doc and make a few adjustments. I am going to select all of this and center it. Then I'm going to take the Bible verse and place it on the right. And I think what I might do is make this font a different style. Now, just one word of caution here. If you pick a font that does not exist on your computer, it's not going to paste appropriately inside of Lightroom. So you'll want to pick a font that you have installed on your machine. So for instance, I'll just pick this font. I like that. I can make it a little bit bigger. I can make it bold. I can make this Psalm maybe uppercase. And again, you can make this look however you would like. You can create more line breaks. You can change the spacing, whatever you'd like to do in order to make this look how you would like it to appear on the image. So you would format it inside of a Google Doc and then select it and copy it. Again, that's Command or Control C. Jump back into Lightroom and drop down on Edit and do a Command or Control V and say, okay, now that font did not come across appropriately, which doesn't surprise me. It just might be an issue with Lightroom, or maybe I don't have it properly installed on my machine. And that's why it's really not my preference to use Lightroom to put text. It just wasn't made for this. But if it's all you have access to, you do have some options in order to add something like this to your image. When you've finished and you have everything exactly as you would like it, what you'll need to do is scroll down to Print Job and make sure that you have JPEG file selected. We're going to leave that file resolution at 300 ppi, print sharpening at low, media type. To be honest, I always leave it on glossy. I don't notice much of a difference between the two. JPEG quality is always 100. And then you're simply just going to print that to a file and save it on your hard drive and then upload it to the lab of your choice. Again, you're very limited with Lightroom's capabilities in terms of text and design, and I highly recommend you look at a different application such as canva.com or using Photoshop. I hope that you found this useful. I'll see you in the next video.